Hello everyone, this is Chris, and I hear there's some shenanigans afoot. Because I hear that DJ is actually trying to make his own time machine, and, you know, it's a little bit different looking than the one I made with James, but, I kinda like this design. I might have to steal something or two from this design, but, unfortunately, DJ, unless you find an alternative power source, I don't think it's gonna quite work the same as mine. But yeah, compared to mine's a little bit, bulkier than DJ, so maybe I oughta take some inspiration from his design and actually incorporate it in here. And yeah, I haven't forgotten about this place. I will work here. I will make an actual I guess laboratory working on this place, but that's for the future, because present me is finally coming back here and actually working on the proper part of my base. The last time I actually worked on my base, if you could count it, that was the mountain part, but that really wasn't actually part of the castle part. It's more the surrounding area of it. So it's been quite a decent amount of time since we've actually worked on here. But yeah, today is the day where we actually finally get back to work on the base. And I have done a small bit of progress since you've seen this place last. You might have noticed it, but I actually built up this entire room right here. Haven't decorated the interior too much, but at least we have a proper room here. And I was going to do a similar thing for the upstairs right here, but you might notice a pretty decent sized flaw, and if I stand right here, you'd probably notice it a whole lot better. Yeah, that side, that window right there is exactly one block off, and this whole thing took me about an hour or two to construct, so yeah, I guess so long as we don't construct anything that connects onto this side of the roof, we should be okay. Until I more than likely fix it, which will probably be outside of camera. Now let's actually get to work on, I guess this one part we did start working on, but never actually finished, by working on, I guess the walls, the ceiling, and other types of things which will link onto it. And the original wall design actually used gold blocks, but I think just to keep in with the theme, I'm going to try and use the honeycomb block. Maybe it'll look better, maybe it'll look worse. There's only one way to find out, and that's by actually placing it down. And so far, here's what it looks like. And okay, I know right now it looks kind of a little bit bland, but that's because none of the detail work and nothing else is put in place. So let's try and get the rest of the roof, the rest of the I guess most of the interior work and other types of things like that built inside of here. And I think personally the thing that's going to be impressive with this room is going to be less to do with the walls, and I think more to do with the roof. You shall see what it looks like probably relatively soon, or now. Could probably show it off right now. And I guess the idea of this main, entrance room is that these pillars are supposed to draw your eye up to the ceiling to show off, yeah, again, you can kind of see how, you're supposed to look more, up rather than on the walls with how, I guess, insane this one pattern is. It's also hard to kind of miss the multiple hallways and doorways which we have over here, which we will eventually add on to, but I think the very first one we should probably work on is the one we're going to have over here. And lately, for building lots of things, I was sort of, I guess, complain about the fact that doing third-person time lapses are fairly hard to do for me right now, but I think for a project like this where there's so many initial pieces and other things like that, I think I'd rather take it in small little clips at once. Otherwise, I'd build for about 30 seconds and then I'd stand still. And then I'd build for 30 seconds and stand still, and on and on and on. So I think jump cuts are the way to go, especially for building something like this. Now that we have a proper way up here that isn't made out of dirt, let's actually work on a small little balcony that we're going to have right here. And I think saying this is small is maybe a little bit of an understatement, because yeah, this balcony is going to be relatively big, not your average size of balconies you would normally see. It's kind of hard to see from this angle here because we're too close, but it's also kind of hard to see from around about this angle because there's kind of a tree in the way. But yeah, just rest assured there is a balcony up there now. And I was gonna come up here and actually start working on the second floor of this massive structure, but what I'm actually going to do right now is just set down here for a little bit to make ourselves a pretty big rectangular box up here. And the reason I'm building a square of stone brick slabs is because of that thing. Yeah, basically I think it's just a pretty big effort to have to come out of the portal, to have to fly all my way up there, so I figured just cutting that out and actually moving the portal up to where my castle base is actually going to be. And I won't worry too much about the room or the design of the room or anything like that, but I will just worry about getting this lot of slabs placed down and getting my nether portal up here. Now that we have the platform in place, let's actually go move the portal up. Now, my big worry is that this portal movement is gonna mess up, like, literally everything inside the nether, because I built quite a bit in here, and, okay, so far so good. We've landed back in here, but the big question, will we land or spawn in the exact same place as we did when we went in? And it looks like everything is good to go here. That is fantastic. Now that the important stuff is out of the way, let's actually come up here and work on this upper part of the castle. And I know I said I didn't want to do any major work on this part of the roof, but I think so long as we're careful, we should be okay, and we shouldn't mess literally the whole base up. That's the hope, at least. I just realized that I've been building for about 5 to 6 hours straight without recording a single clip in that time, so my bad. I guess it's a better time than any to show you what I've been working on these past few hours, and yeah, it's pretty much just building up more of the, I guess more of the framework of the exterior of everything. And I think the next thing we should do before we continue building more of the exterior stuff is a little bit more of the, I guess the interior, or the lack of, aka actually building in some rooms. Up here particularly, there's going to be a whole bunch of different types of materials and blocks per different type of room and hallway. Like, one room might have pink terracotta, another room's going to have maybe red nether warts, but this room, which we're going to work on next, is going to have jungle wood. And I unfortunately don't have any jungle wood, but I do know a place on where I could get it. Wasn't expecting to be at DJ's place 2 times in one episode, but here we are, I guess. Now, realistically, I only need probably about a few stacks of jungle wood for this one room, but you know what? It never hurts getting a few other stacks of things and a few other saplings here. Now that we have 4 saplings of our own, let's actually take them back to base and farm up some wood there. But before we do that, I've kind of noticed how decimated this part of the jungle really is. I mean, granted, it is for his base and stuff like that, but it seems a whole lot less tree related in this area. And I would plant down more jungle saplings if I had more on me, but thankfully I have the next best thing, being spruce saplings, so maybe just planting a couple here and there to lush up this one little area will help his base a little bit. Oh, he's either gonna hate me or love me for doing this. To make sure he doesn't hate me too much, I've left a nice little signed message right here saying what I tried to do, and hopefully he'll appreciate my efforts at least, even though he doesn't necessarily like the theme of trees I used. But alright, time to actually do some jungle wood farming. Hopefully I'm not overcompensating with the amount of wood in my pockets. And if I am, I can at least put a lot of it to use in this structure. And this is all the jungle wood I needed for this one particular room. Okay, I might have gone a little overboard with gathering jungle wood, just a little bit. Oh well, I'm sure we'll find some use for the rest of the jungle wood later, but for now let's worry about finishing up this one room. It may not look like it, but this was a very difficult ceiling to construct. Like, in some parts, like, you couldn't even tell, was the stair facing this way? Was the stair facing that way? So it took quite a long amount of time, but thankfully we actually managed to do it, and this is one of many, I guess just hallways, like, because this place is going to be so big, we're going to have like several different hallways, and this is just one of them, just I guess the first of many that we will construct. But now let's kick it into high gear and let's build as much as we can in a few hours on camera this time to see how much work we can actually get done. about 7 to 8 hours of almost non-stop work later, I think, no joke, my base almost feels twice the size as it used to be. Probably almost even 3 times the size, because yeah, we made this stairway, which keeps going up and up and up, into this room, which isn't quite done yet, which keeps going up and up and up even more, all the way up to here, which has no room yet, and we built a whole bunch of stuff up there, and yeah, we have done lots and lots and lots of progress. And I think the best way to see all this progress right now is by flying away and having a look at it, and yeah, my base feels probably twice the size as it used to be, because so much stuff has been put onto this part of the base, which is already here, and yep, I'm in love with this. I'm in love with the way it's going. I'm in love with everything we've done so far. And I would of course love to continue working on this space if my hands completely run out of materials. One of which is obviously stone and stone bricks and stuff, but thankfully, there is a project which I have been working on, which does require me mining up a whole bunch of stone. And that's, of course, in here, the race course, which I was working on last episode. And you can see I've dug out just a little bit, I guess, mainly to mark out the next turn area. And I guess, while we need cobblestone and stone and all that sorts of stuff, might as well, multitask and actually get some stone over here. Now, this is what I call killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So, good news and bad news. Good news is that we cleared out this entire one area to get ourselves an entire shulker box and then some of cobblestone for the next part of our base. The bad news is that we don't need cobblestone for the next portion of our base, but instead, stone and stone bricks. Well, at least getting some cobblestone into stone won't be too hard with the super smelter we have. With enough stone to sink a ship, what's actually our next big room plan for our base? Well, what I'm going to use this stone for is actually I guess a basement room, if you want to call it that, or something like that. Basically, I want to have a big room or a big hallway filled with separate different types of rooms down here that will house probably a whole bunch of smaller farms. I'll have mega farms probably underneath the base and stuff like that, but for right now I think we're gonna have sort of a basement style thing filled with I guess smaller different types of micro farms in here. And here's the layout of the hallways. Yeah, it's pretty much I guess a T shape, and in between these T shapes are gonna be quite a handful of different rooms on every single side. And can I mention how now we're actually finally getting pretty close to this one edge of the layout I first made, and yeah, kind of amazing how we're actually finally getting at least somewhat close to one of those. And we'll almost definitely be getting closer to those edges as we continue working on this hallway area. And here's pretty much what these hallways are gonna look like. I was going to do the other ones if I had more stone and stuff, but you know what, at least we have this one to base it off of. But let's actually try getting some of these rooms actually built in. Now I guess the hallway rooms that we built right here are going to be I guess some of the smaller rooms, but then on these other hallway rooms that link onto the other room will be just a little bit bigger. And when I say just a little bit bigger, what I really mean is probably 4 of these smaller rooms combined. So yeah, relatively big. And I completely ran out of stone again, which means I couldn't finish building even this first part of this basement hallway area. Out of all the things I keep running out of, stone would be the last on my list. Okay, that's kind of a lie when we look at the base overall. But yeah, here's what the finished version of these rooms are gonna look like. Right now they look essentially the same. There's nothing really too distinctly different about them, but soon enough they'll have some micro farms in there and stuff. And unfortunately, because I am running a little low on time, I don't have time to actually go mine for a whole bunch more stone and stuff. So yeah, we are going to have to put the rest of this base project on hold for now, but there is one more thing I want to do today in this video, and that is to come back to my starter house to pick up a certain pet, which I got a long time ago. Yeah, Pig. I've left Pig here this whole time, and I remember saying, like, I think the day I got him, that I didn't want to neglect my pets, and this entire season so far, I have completely neglected him, so now I think is the actual time where we actually take him over to the main castle base and actually bring him home together. I mean, granted, this place still is kind of my base, but not really my main base. Come on, Pig, this way. Trust me, this new place is, just a little bit bigger than the place you were staying at. For a second, I forgot how long it took to walk down these tunnels until I actually had to walk my dog all the way down here. This baby pigman has been inside this, nether hallway for, like, the longest time, and I'm almost considering, keeping him. He's completely worthless and all because, you know, you can't trade with him and stuff, but it's a nice, cool little thing to have. And that means that I'm not only a pet owner, but also a kid owner? Does that mean parents? I guess that does mean parents in some way. Go on, in you go. Trust me, this place is a lot better than where you are right now. And there we go, welcome, Pig. Welcome to, our brand new home. Our, work in progress home, which is still not complete, but has, many more rooms, many more places, and many more, things to explore. And yeah, speaking of which, I think, honestly, my base feels about 3 times the size of what it normally was when we started this episode. And let me just say that I don't even think we're even halfway done with our base plans. We still have so much more to do, but so far I am very, very much so in love with the way it's going. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.